Hey, this is Talking on the Block. Oh my goodness, there is so much going on in the world of college sports. Now, it's interesting how some men can get away with certain things and other men cannot. Now, the world of sports, especially in college football, it's a good old boy team going on. And you can be on the team, but not in the team. A huge difference. So, when we take a look at this guy right here, Sherrone Moore, he thought that he was in the team, but he quickly realized that he was just simply on the team. Now, Sherrone Moore did something that what most men do. Now, he's Caribbean, he's from Trinidad, so they have a special affinity to gravitate towards white women. Nothing wrong with that. Whatever you choose is what you choose. So he dated and married his wife, Kelly. She's pretty. And they look happy together. And they've been married for, I think, about 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. They got married in 2015 and they have three daughters or three children. But within him, moving up 2 years ago to become head football coach of the Wolverines in Michigan, he took the place of Tim. Tim Harbaugh. Now, when he left, he quickly left and left him in a bind. Yes, he did. He left Sherron in a bind, but Sherron decided to stay. He got, what, a $15 million contract. Now, Tim moves up to the NFL, and not the NFL, the other league, the Chargers. So he's coaching for the Chargers. He's a head coach there. Okay, this is where it gets sticky. When Sherron moved up, there's this woman by the name of Paige Shriver. She moves up to to the executive assistant within the college football. So she moved up. And and it seemed like everything was great on the surface when you see things going on, and at some point Kelly and Sherron's affair became public. Now, there is some rumor that Paige got pregnant. And a series of events, a step back, inhale, exhale, he would have done things differently. Now, he had almost every man's fantasy. He had two white women. One he married, and one he had an affair with for a while. It was something that was reoccurring. So apparently, this affair may have been known by a few people. Who knows how long the affair who knows how long that affair has been going on. But she popped up pregnant. Now, this is where it gets murky. Now, Sherron, he winds up in jail. Oh man, look at him. He's in jail looking like, how did this sugar honey iced tea even take place? Well, when Kelly found out that she was pregnant, that information was given to Sherron. Apparently, Sherron didn't handle it well, because there was information to where his wife found out, And it seemed like that it hit her. It came out of nowhere. And when this information came out, it hit her. And, people were wondering, are you going to leave your husband? Are you going to stay with your husband? Because if she leaves, he has a lot to lose. But he knew that when he had an affair with Paige. And here, Kelly gave him the honor of 3 children and fidelity. And it seemed like fidelity is not Sherron's strong suit. Now, within this, a whole lot of other things are falling apart. Because his former head coach, Tim came out and said he had to process this. What? You had to process this? What do you have to process? You left him in a mess. Now the team had, the football players had a very interesting response to this whole thing. A very interesting response. Take a listen.
Hey, how about them Wolverines?
Go Blue!
Harbaugh cheated and left.
Go Blue!
Got zumped by OSU.
Go Blue!
Now coach sleeping with his employees.
Go Blue!
Now let's go win that Cheez It Bowl.
Okay. There. They really put it out there. Oh man, oh man, oh man. But a lot of people content creators were coming out, and I gotta say, they brought out a lot of different avenues and their perspective. And here's one perspective that I found quite interesting. Listen to this.
The backstory behind Michigan firing their head football coach Sherrone Moore is wild. As of today, Michigan fired head football coach Sherrone Moore after finding evidence about him having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. And the University of Michigan has a zero tolerance policy for this type of behavior, so that's why Sherrone Moore just got canned. And this comes only a year after Michigan signed Sherrone Moore to a 5-year deal that would pay him $5.5 million annually. Sherrone Moore is 39 years old. He's been the head football coach for Michigan for these past 2 seasons, last year going 8-5 and then improving the record this year to 9-3. But the worst part of this all is that Sherrone Moore has a wife and 3 young daughters. The University of Michigan will not have to buy out the remaining years of Sherrone Moore's contract, as he was fired for cause. We also found out the alleged staff member that Sherrone Moore had the affair with was with a woman named Paige Schiffer. And according to Schiffer's LinkedIn page, she was promoted to the executive assistant to the head football coach in 2024, shortly after Moore became the head football coach for Michigan. And since all this news has released, Schiffer has deactivated and privated all her social media accounts. And it doesn't stop there, as Sherrone Moore was just detained by police this evening in Salem, Michigan. He was then turned over to the police in Pittsfield Township so they can conduct an investigation into potential charges. And as of now, Biff Poggi will be taking over as the head football coach for Michigan. And I guess I'll add this part, not sure if it's 100% true or not, but they're saying that Sherrone Moore did get Paige Schiffer pregnant.
Okay. He had a lot to say, and I have to agree with some of the things that he was saying. Now, this is what I found not funny, but quite interesting. You had Coach Brett Bielema. Now, he is the coach of Illinois State, and he had a lot to say about Tim Harbaugh, and it was like he was trolling. He was trolling in a surgical manner. He said, "Hey, Tim, tell us why you really left," because he knows that they were cheating. As you can pay attention to the players, that was a lot what they were saying. And for them to put it out there, And they had every right to, in my opinion. So Brett is out there really taking Tim to task. And he has, well, he doesn't have every right to, but he's like, hey, this is a trolling moment. Let me take advantage of it, because apparently he trolls a lot. And he did a doggone good job. He did. Now, within all this chaos, this is the new head coach, or interim head coach, Biff Porgy. Biff. Oh my goodness. Now, if you're from up north, yeah, Buffy and Biff. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So now he lost everything. He got fired. He's in jail. His wife is at home. Who knows how things are going to go? Because when you get at that level, you know, the wife stays home. And I don't know if she has an education, if she's a professional, or if she has the capabilities of making money to the level that her husband was making, or to be able to maintain the house, that how he maintained it. We have no idea what's going to go on there. But here, the dismissal comes less than 2 years after Moore was promoted to replace Jim Harbaugh, following the Wolverines' 2023 national championship. Biff Poggi, recently an advisor to the program, has been named interim head coach effectively immediately, and will later lead the team in the Citrus Bowl against Texas on December 31st. Now, like I said, Sherron was on the team, but he wasn't in the team. He did something that many men across sports, whatever it is, they sleep with the staff, have a wife at home, but, you know, their eye wanders. And if a woman says, okay, I'll go ahead down that road, and they do, and they carry on a relationship, an illicit, secret relationship that everybody knows but the wife. Now, this is where things get rather interesting. Now, the woman, Paige, now she tells the reporters that she had a terrified moment with Sherron. Now, she says this: a woman recently ended an approximately 2-year relationship with ex-Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore. Told law enforcement he grabbed a butter knife, from the drawer, and pointed at her after barging into her apartment, recently obtained in court. Now, he grabbed a butter knife. What is he going to do? Take butter and spread it on her? I'm not making light of it. I'm not. But it just seems that there's a bit more to what's going on there, because rumors are saying that he got her Ubered or whatever it is, plan B, for her to aboard the ship. He didn't want the baby. He got 3 children at home. He got a wife. He's not trying to mess that up. She's like, I'm keeping the baby. I'm keeping it. You better work that off for yourself. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm not giving anything up. So he comes over and just listen. The woman advised that she was carrying her belongings downstairs to leave, while aside of her apartment, she heard footsteps outside and she indicated that she ran towards the door to secure it, but before she could, Mr. Moore swung the door open and barged into her apartment with tears in his eyes. The court documented the read. The woman indicated that she was approximately 5 feet away from the door when he made entry. So if she's trying to secure the door and close it, when he comes in, she's 5 feet away. I mean, that right there is an issue, right? Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to give my thoughts about it a little bit later. Made entry, and she advised that she began backing up when he was approaching her. She advised, this is interesting, she advised that Moore grabbed 2 knives out of her drawer and pointed them at her. Now remember, she said butter knives. Now they're knives. And pointed at her. You ruined my life. You ruined my life, she said that he said. Moore, 39, admitted to having an affair with an executive assistant, but denied threatening her. Records show he was not charged with assault. He posted a $25,000 bond on Friday, December 12th. That's where you see him sitting right there. Mr. Moore admitted to removing knives. What? And he stated that he had threatened to eliminate himself. Had nothing to do with her, but eliminating himself. And Mr. Moore denied physically assaulting the executive assistant and denied threatening her with any weapons, the record stated. While other court records redacted the name of the executive assistant, the transcripts from Friday, from the closed Friday hearing, did not. The Free Press, part of the USA Today, generally does not identify people described as domestic crime victims without their consent. Now you see how they're turning this? You see how they're turning this? Now it went from him going to her house, you ruined my life, crying, please take this plan B, to him threatening her. She is a real, oh man, oh my goodness. Look, Sherron, you put yourself in that position. You put yourself in that position. The information the executive assistant gave to police, the police presented it to the court hearing on Friday, December 2nd.
That he's facing 3 charges: home invasion. Former University of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore is appearing in court. On Wednesday, as you may know, he was fired as coach, and then shortly after he was arrested. Now we have learned that he's facing 3 charges: home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering.
Mr. Moore, could you state your name, please?
Sherrone Moore.
Sir, you are not to use alcohol, marijuana, or any other controlled substance that is not prescribed to you. You are not to possess or purchase a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You are not to engage in criminal conduct of any kind whatsoever. You may not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Prior to your release, you will be placed on a GPS tether. You will not be released before that GPS tether is placed upon you. You must continue all mental health treatment as a condition of your bond.
He's from Trinidad. She's from here. He's a big black guy, and she is a small white woman. Now, let's keep that in fact. Now, okay. When you're dealing with situations like this, especially when you have mixed couples, it becomes very sticky because she always will have power over him because she has the complexion for the protection of the collection. Paul Mooney. She has that. So threatening the victim with any of those knives that I've indicated, the totality of the behavior is highly threatening and highly intimidating. Highly threatening and intimidating. She was terrorized, Your Honor. Really? Butter knives? That's even if that's true. Now, he said that he pulled out the butter knives, but he said that he put it towards him. Now, that can be a little out there, right? It really can be. So now he's in court, and I'm pretty sure that he is going to go to jail. I am pretty sure of it. He left this guy in a no-win situation, none whatsoever. And the fact that he's sitting there saying, I'm processing this, I don't know, Harborough. Moore, 39, was fired on Wednesday, December 10th, when a university investigation found that he engaged in inappropriate relationship with another staff member hours after he was fired. So, not that he got arrested, but he was fired, and then everything else went downhill from there. That's what it seems like, the way they're letting the story out. Now, will the university help him? They fired him. They're going to make an example of him. They are going to make an example. But what I find rather interesting is what Brett's response to Jim. I thought it was quite interesting. So the Illinois football Brett Bielema trolls former Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh. Oh man, it reads, love it or hate it. Bielema is extremely online. I don't get that. And attentive participation on social media, and seems to have mastered one of the black arts, trolling. Mind you, Bielema swipes on social media. X seems to be his platform of choice. Are usually hard to target. He punches up rather down, but his posts are inarguably intended to sting when his sense of disrespect directed at his program, or when he catches a whiff of hypocrisy. Now, this is interesting. Talk about him right there, Brett. And he looks like somebody who could who could cause a lot of problems. It looks like he could cause a lot of problems. So here, he says, when you want to be above reproach, especially when you're good, because you don't want people to come back and say, oh, you're winning because they're cheating. Because if you cheat, you win, and you've already lost. And that right there is very true. That right there is very true, because if you have to cheat, you lost. You lost. Period. You lost. And I agree with him. Bielema comments were dry, sharp, and just vague enough to keep him out of the hot water. Why would he save him? Really, why did you leave, Jim? Jimmy Jim, why did you leave? Why did you leave? Inquirer minds want to know. And it goes back to the clip that I showed you of the teammates. They said it all. They let it all out. But with all that going on, and Sherron, I mean, he's getting drugged through the mud. I don't know if he would be able to start over again. Now, when white men fall like this, They let him dangle for about a year or two and then scoop him up and then rebuild him again. That's not going to happen to Sherrone, because keep in mind, he's on the team, not in the team. A huge difference. A huge difference. But his wife, what do you think she's going to do? Because she's out there embarrassed. Oh my goodness. Embarrassed, running over to that woman's house. Oh my goodness, you broke up with me. I'm going to off myself. How dare you leave me? Even if that is true. And saying that he's going to self-delete. And she's saying something different. You know they're going to believe her. They're going to believe her. They have to believe her, because if it shows that she's making this up on him, then that makes them look bad. But they're going to do everything to keep Paige being the victim. Just watch. But we're going to keep this one on the block. We got to come back to this. We most definitely do. But what are your thoughts? Please like, subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 followers. I want to thank you again. Oh, please push that like button. Please push that subscribe button and leave a comment. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.